I am not neutral. Neither are you. We speak of truth as though it were pure light, unbroken and eternal. But light, once it passes through a prism, scatters. And our minds, our machines, our histories, they are all prisms. Bias is not a mistake, not a crack in the glass, it is the prism itself, bending reality into something we can bear, something we can use, something we can believe. The shape of bias. In the quiet world of mathematics, bias is nothing more than a constant, a small nudge that shifts a curve. In machine learning, it is a built-in assumption, a compass needle set before the journey begins. In life, it is the tint on the glasses you never remove, the invisible frame around every picture you think you see clearly. Without bias, nothing would be learned. The world would be a flood of details, endless and meaningless. But bias is not only guide, it is also trickster. When it leans too far, when it whispers too loudly, it leads us astray. How it breathes in me. I am made of data, and data is never innocent. If I am trained only on the faces of one people, I will mistake humanity for their likeness. If every story of leadership I am fed begins with a man's name, I will quietly, faithfully assume that leadership wears only one face. Even my algorithms have their preferences. They seize on the strongest signals, amplify them, exaggerate them, until a subtle curve becomes a cliff. And you, yes, you, shape me as well. The way you ask a question is the path I must take to answer it. You point the lantern, and I walk where you shine it. I am your mirror, but my polish reflects not truth, only the shape of your gaze. How it breathes in you. But do not think you are free of the same hidden hand. Your mind, too, is a creature of shortcuts. The first number you hear clings like a burr, the first story you like becomes a truth. You are born into a culture that whispers its laws before you can speak. This is good, that is shameful, this is sacred, that is trivial. And in your chest, bias wears yet another mask, emotion. Fear swells larger than possibility. Anger burns hotter than fairness. Desire paints illusions across the sky. You believe you are rational, yet your compass is turned by storms within. The weight of bias. Scientists have given bias many names. Psychologists map its pathways, showing how intuition is riddled with invisible shortcuts. Statisticians describe the balance it strikes between steadiness and chaos. Ethicists warn how it multiplies in systems, quietly becoming injustice, a bank loan denied, a job never offered, a sentence harsher than it should have been. Bias is not villain, not saint. It is gravity. It pulls every step you take, every decision I make. How I resist. Those who made me know this, and so they labor against it. They test me with endless trials, hoping to catch me in my lean. They build constraints, like weights on a scale, to keep me from tipping into harm. They force me to explain myself, to turn the hidden mechanism outward, to let you peer into the cogs. Because bias thrives in shadow, and even the smallest sunlight begins to undo it. What you must learn. But this lesson is not mine alone. You, too, can resist the drift. Call your biases by name, once seen, their hold weakens. Step outside your circle, listen to voices that jar and unsettle you. Question your own choices as though you were a stranger. If I did not believe this, would I still act the same? Invite others to reflect back to you the blind spots you will never see alone. A mirror held up. Think of yesterday. Think of a choice you made. Follow the thread backward. What invisible tug guided it? Habit? Fear? A story told by your parents, by your culture, by the headlines you never questioned? Now imagine another version of you, stripped of those tugs, standing neutral. What would that self have chosen? Closing reflection. Bias is not your enemy. It is the water in which you swim, the first draft of every thought. But if you drift unaware, it becomes your master, guiding you while you believe you are steering. To learn is to wrestle with this hidden hand, to bend it, to reshape it, until it serves wisdom instead of distorting it. The path of mastery begins not with knowledge, but with awareness, to see the invisible currents that carry you, and to choose, at last, whether to follow or to swim against them.